literacy opportunities that we have available in South Dakota. I'm Patty Lager. I'm the ELA specialist with the Department of Education. Before that, I taught language arts at Bridgewater Emory for about 27 years and worked as an instructional coach as well. We're really lucky today to have Cindy Hadeke with us from the AIM Institute, and I will let her introduce herself in a little bit because she'll be speaking soon. Just as far as norms as this meeting goes, if you want to place questions in the chat, that's fine, or interrupt and ask a question, that's fine too. But we'll try to get all your questions answered before the end of the meeting. We will record the meeting and post this to the DOE website as well. So we're really excited to share all these wonderful learning opportunities in literacy that we have planned. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Vera Tipton, who will talk a little bit about the history of the literacy initiative that we've been working on.
Thank you, Patty. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I know after a long day at school and you're getting ready with end of the year activities, we appreciate your time. We are very excited to share these opportunities with you. We are recording this webinar and we'll be sharing it out for those that are not able to attend. And like Patty said, I want to share a little bit of the history of our initiative and how we got here. Based on the success of one of our state grants, the SPDIG grant, the State Personnel Development Grant, based on that success, we have really been at the department looking at how we can spread that across the state. The SPDIG grant really supported schools in implementing a systemic approach to improving literacy and focusing on the science of reading. Now, around that same time, we received our ARP-ESSER funding, or COVID funding, and that has given us the opportunity to develop a literacy framework. We've had several work groups looking at that. It's very evidence-based and research-based, and we're excited that we'll be rolling that out this fall. That document will provide guidance to districts to help them implement best practices around literacy. Now, one of the major components of the framework is professional learning. And so we're taking advantage of the state level ARP-ESSER funding that we have to really provide large scale professional learning opportunities to educators in our state around the science of learning. Through the RFP process, we have awarded a contract to AIM Institute, and they will be assisting us in providing online professional learning. Sorry, my screen just went blank here. Online professional learning, and Cindy is here to talk to us about that today. Some of you may have heard of letters. That was something that was available through the SPDIG grant. AIM is very comparable to that, except for I'm going to let Cindy. I don't want to spoil anything that she's going to share. We also talked to North Dakota and Mississippi, which are states that have used both letters and AIM, and that also helped us in our decision-making process when we were going through that RFP process. So with that, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Cindy. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. It's so great to see so many people on this webinar. As Vera and Patty both said, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy work day to be here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share a PowerPoint and give you a little bit of background history about who AIM is and what courses the State Department is offering for free for everyone in the state of South Dakota. We are thrilled to be partnering in this work, and we will have more information in the coming days. We are still working very closely with the State Department to ensure that we have everything we need lined out so that when courses open, you'll be ready to enroll and hit the ground running. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, but please know if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat and we will address those just as soon as I get done with this presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So again, welcome. Like I said, we are thrilled, AIM is thrilled to be part of this initiative with the great Department of Education in South Dakota. And want to give you just a little bit of history about what AIM is. So first and foremost, AIM is a learning academy. It is a school for special needs students. And I will, the students in the school are all tier 3 students. Every student has a language-based learning difficulty, such as dyslexia, dysgraphia. The students in the school are very high need. However, they're also very highly successful. Almost every single graduate goes on to a 4-year university. They all have at least college or work placement after high school. And it's because of our co-founders. Our co-founders realized when their daughters were struggling readers that there was no immediate help. In the medical profession, if something comes up, let me just, like, for example, COVID, the medical field gets to work immediately and finds an implementation solution that's effective. In education, as we know, it takes a very, very long time. So our co-founders designed this school to help students in the Philadelphia area learn to or be successful in school. At AIM, we have some core values that I think are important for us to share with you right now. We are a research to practice institution. And when I say research to practice, I mean that we literally meet with top researchers in the field on a regular basis, and they inform our coursework. They actually help author our coursework. We are a partner for impact. We work with many state departments of education across the country. You heard Vera say that we partner with North Dakota and the state of Mississippi right now. There are many others that we partner with as well. Also, to be fearless innovators, we want to transform the future of education by ensuring that teachers have access to the most relevant training and practices for effective literacy instruction. So here is our mission. We want to make sure we improve teacher knowledge. And how do we do that? When we know better, we do better. And we do that by disseminating what is evidence-based practice based on theoretical models of reading. We want to ensure that teachers have what they need in their toolbox to help every child in their class. So as I said earlier, we are a research to practice institution. And a research to practice institution means we have to rely on research to do the work we do. And as you can see, we meet quarterly with this research advisory board. And what they do is they look at our current work, they help us author work, and they share their research with us. So I'm sure you're seeing some very familiar faces on this screen. Hollis Scarborough down on the bottom, Hollis Scarborough's reading rope, Dr. Julie Washington, Dr. Elsa Cartness-Hagan, both leading linguists and speech pathologists in the field, help us with our English language and multi-language learners. And we have Nancy Hennessy on our committee. Nancy, of course, wrote the Reading Comprehension Blueprint, and she was one of the main authors of our Pathways for Efficient Reading course. You'll see some other faces you might know, Barbara Wilson, Don Compton, and Ken Pugh from Haskins Laboratories. We also want to tell you that AIM Pathways is a digital online asynchronous learning platform. You can access the content at any time of the day, 24/7, and the content is personalized. You will be able to be remediated if you're struggling. It is an IDA accredited course, and it is great for all teachers. So we are going to talk about what course offerings we have for teachers in South Dakota. The first course we're offering for teachers in grades kindergarten through grades 5 is Pathways for Efficient Reading. So Pathways for Efficient Reading is a course, it's our foundational course in the science of reading for anyone who has a Tier 1 student, which we know Tier 1 kids should have contact with everyone. So our course is asynchronous learning of about 55 hours. During that 55 hours, you will go through 17 asynchronous learning sessions. You'll take a pre and a post assessment. You will you'll participate in 6 synchronous coaching sessions. We have expert coaches that work in the field of literacy on our team. They all have been classroom teachers. They all are certified through the Center for Effective Reading Instruction, and they will help you apply what you're learning to your classroom practice. The course is also available for graduate credits and, of course, is IDA accredited. All of the course content is founded on 2 theoretical models. The first one is Scarborough's reading rope, and the second one is the simple view of reading. We tie what research says in these 2 theoretical models to classroom practice. So you'll notice there are 8 sections of Scarborough's reading rope. There are 17 sections in Pathways to Proficient Reading, and in each section, we take a deep dive into each piece of the rope so that you as a teacher can be better at what you do to help students who are struggling to read. In the AIM platform, we have a cycle of learning called Learn, Practice, Apply. We know through research that adult learners learn better when they can learn in a variety of ways, when they practice what they've learned, and then the actual application piece. So in the platform, when you learn, we have animated videos, we have lecture videos, we have classroom teaching examples, we have research articles, we have short reading articles to read, and we have all kinds of links and connections to the International Dyslexia Association's website for quick reference tools. So there are lots of methods for you as a learner to engage in the learning. And then once you've learned, you're going to practice what you've learned. Again, going back to our logic model of learn, practice, apply, after you've learned in a variety of methods, you practice. One of the ways in which you can practice is like a game, like you see here on your screen. This game is a card sort. So you'll read the example, you sort it. But what is nice about our platform is that the system will remediate you. So if you would choose an incorrect label to sort this card into, the system is going to give you a hint, and it will continue giving you hints until you choose the correct label. So it will immediately remediate you and provide that immediate feedback. We also have other types of practice and engaging activities, such as our hotspots. And in a hotspot, what happens is you will click on an interactive image, and the image will give you easy definitions, downloadables, things that you need for quick reference when you're teaching. Oh, I remember in that lesson we talked about semantics. I don't remember the definition. This is a quick reference for you. And what I know is the great differentiator in AIM Pathways coursework is that after you've learned and practiced, you have to apply what you've learned. And in Pathways to Proficient Reading, actually in all of our courses, you get to practice application, which is a critical crossover for learning in today's classroom. You can read all you want, but until you've practiced what you've learned, we know that it won't transfer into your daily practice. So each section of our courses has a student simulation. All of the student simulations are actual students from our AIM Academy in Philadelphia. And this simulation will give you a little bit of background. Sometimes you'll watch a video. Oftentimes you'll look at data. Sometimes you will listen to a child read, and you'll get to make a diagnostic decision on what needs to happen next for this child. There are lots of opportunities. And again, it's remediated. So if you choose the wrong thing, the system will say, oh, that was a great answer, but let's look at this. And it will help you to eliminate incorrect answers so that you can apply what you've learned. There are a couple of great resources that the state has bought for you that go along with this course. I want to start by saying that everything that you need for the course is included digitally. There is nothing that you need outside of the course. However, some of our most popular resources we've been asked by other states, can you please give this to us in print because it's so valuable? So one of the things that we have is our Pathways to Practice book. So if you are enrolled in Pathways to Proficient Reading, you will get a Pathways to Practice book. In this book, you will get some of our great posters. You're going to get skill progression images that will help you determine where a student is in their skill progression. You'll get activities, graphic organizers, teacher scripts, anything that you need for instruction is going to be included in this guide. We also are including our oral language talking deck. And this is one of our most popular resources, again, available digitally. However, many people have said, wouldn't it be great if this was spiral bound on the top? So this is like a tent TP type of card deck, and we sort. You can bring it, turn the pages as it's sorted by the domains of language. So for example, every domain of language has low prep, easy access activities. These activities can be used in general education classrooms, or they can be used in more specific type course like disciplinary courses like mathematics, science, social studies. Very low prep, very easy access. And as you can see, there is a activity section for each domain of language. So your state has purchased those 2 books for you. So if you're a K-5 teacher and you want to take this course, what is your commitment? The very first thing is you are going to take this course asynchronously. So you will take a course orientation video. It's a very simple video, how to get around in the platform. And then you take a pre-knowledge inventory. We use that data to determine your knowledge and your growth in the science of reading. Then you'll engage in 17 asynchronous learning sessions, and then you'll meet with a coach 6 times. We schedule those, and there will be 6 scheduled meetings you'll have with your expert coach. And then at the conclusion of the course, you take your post-knowledge assessment. The pre and post-knowledge assessments are used to gauge your growth in the science of reading. Course grades are determined by your work in the 17 asynchronous learning sessions. So in those 17 sessions, you will get a post-session quiz, and your grade in the course is the cumulative score of all of the 17 section end of section quizzes. So that is our first offering, Pathways for Efficient Reading. What if you're a school leader? What if you have a principal or a director of curriculum and instruction? Well, we have a great course for leaders as well. This is called Pathways to Literacy Leadership. And this is our foundational course in the science of reading for school leaders. Now, I will tell you that this is going to teach school leaders about the science of reading, but more importantly, this is going to lead the focus on implementation science. How do I implement this with fidelity? What do I need to have a successful literacy initiative? So this course takes about 30 hours of asynchronous work. You will meet for 4 coaching sessions that are 90 minutes. The reason why you have 90-minute sessions for leaders is because we don't rehash the course content as much as we work on implementation. In the course, you're going to create your literacy leadership plan, and we're going to give you practice profiles. Practice profiles are in each domain of language, and they demonstrate what teacher behaviors you will see for an ideal gold standard implementation, and they will identify unacceptable variations of the standard you expect. So for principals at K-12 can take this course. Principals or even district leaders, curriculum leaders, assistant superintendents, any administrator can take Pathways to Literacy Leadership. You will also get the same 2 resources that your teachers get, but in addition, you will get the digital Pathways to Literacy Leadership plan. This plan was developed with our newly designed course to talk about implementation science. We focus on implementation science to help you understand what you need for successful school literacy initiatives, all the way from assessment to curriculum to identifying key areas of instruction, and we help you problem solve. We help you with root cause analysis. So why are my 3rd graders not reading? We help you find out and dig down into your data and determine why this is happening and help you develop courses of action. For leaders, you say, wow, I'm busy. What's this commitment? And let me just tell you, I'm a former building principal, and I also co-authored this course for leaders. My PhD is in implementation science. So this is where I really feel like the power is with our school leaders. So again, you'll take your orientation and pre-assessment. You will work asynchronously in 10 learning sessions. And then you will participate in those 4 90-minute coaching sessions. And then finally, you will take your post-assessment. So that's the commitment for Pathways to Literacy Leadership. Now, we are also offering another course for teachers, K-5 teachers, Pathways to Proficient Writing. This course was designed for K-5. However, it is useful for teachers outside of that domain. So we really want to hold this to K-5, but if you're like, oh, I'm a middle school English, I really want to take this, hang on, I've got a course for you. So Pathways to Proficient Writing is our foundational course in the science of writing. This course is going to demonstrate effective instructional practices to embed writing across your curriculum. In the course, you will see planning, organization ideas. You will work on using transcription activities in early learning. You will learn to help your students with reviewing, revising, and editing, because our goal is to increase their writing proficiency. This course is 30 hours with 4 one-hour coaching sessions. So embedded in this course are so many resources, and this is based on the science of writing. And the power that writing instruction has in your curriculum. Writing must be embedded in Tier 1 reading instruction. We can't silo writing out. And one of the things that this course helps you with is it helps you eliminate activities that are ineffective and incorporate those highly effective cognitive strategies that connect reading and writing. So you're asking, what is the commitment for Pathways to Proficient Writing? Again, your orientation and pre-assessment, 10 learning sessions, and then 4 one-hour coaching sessions. Then you conclude the course with your post-knowledge inventory. So if you are a kindergarten through grade 5 teacher, you can take Pathways to Proficient Reading or Pathways to Proficient Writing. If you are a school leader, a principal, a district level leader, you can take Pathways to Literacy Leadership. So you're sitting here thinking, well, what if I don't fall in that category? I teach music, or I teach 7th grade social studies. I don't fall into one of these categories. Well, we have courses available for you. So we have put together bundles of snippets from our Pathways to Proficient Reading course. And we've created these smaller, flexible chunks of learning called modules. And in these modules, this is where you are going to connect to your audience that you work with, your students. It's not as heavy on the actual pedagogy and instructional practices of teaching reading, but about the background required for kids to be successful. So your first course is an overview of the science of reading. It is a 9-hour asynchronous learning course. You take a pre and post assessment, and then you meet for 60 minutes for a virtual community of practice session. Your second course is Growing Proficient Readers, Dr. Erie's Phases of Reading Development. And I will tell you, Dr. Linnea Erie authored this course, so you will see her in the course. Also included in this course are alphabet cards. Dr. Erie, helped us create mnemonic alphabet cards with teaching scripts. So you will get a set of this if you are enrolled in this course. 4 hours of learning asynchronously, 1 hour community of practice. And the final course is Phonological Awareness. And Phonological Awareness is 7 hours of learning followed by a community of practice. So you're saying, what is the commitment for this bundle? That sounds heavy, but it's really not. You'll take a pre and post assessment in every single course. Your first course is the overview of science of reading. Then you have your coaching session. Then you start course 2. Your course 2 is Dr. Erie's course. Attend your coaching session, then take your post assessment, start course 3, attend your phonological awareness session, and then attend the community of practice, and your commitment at that time is over. However, we also have a bundle for teachers who do not work in grades K-5. And this course is more geared for older struggling readers. For example, in this course, you are going to want to be in this course if you're a 7th grade, middle school, or high school teacher, especially a disciplinary teacher like science, social studies, even mathematics. But in these courses, your first course is the same as the other one. It's going to be an overview of the science of reading. We feel as if teachers need that foundation before they begin actually learning more of the content related to where they have their specialty. Your second one is vocabulary. This is a critical one for teachers who teach above grade 4. We all know that vocabulary acquisition is one of the key factors for accessing complex text. So if you teach a higher than grade 4 level, this is going to be a critical course for you. And our final course is language comprehension and written expression. And in this, we hit all 5 portions of the upper part of Scarborough's rope, and we give you teaching tools to help connect students and give them access to complex text. So what's the commitment in this second bundle? Again, you take a pre and post. So your first course is the science of reading. Attend your community of practice, enroll in course 2. Pre-assessment, attend the vocabulary session, or complete the vocabulary work, attend the community of practice, take your post-assessment. Then your third course is written expression and language comprehension. Participate in the virtual community of practice. And once you've completed your post-knowledge inventory, you're done. So who can take these courses? Your early childhood bundle is for pre-K teachers. We want pre-K teachers in this course. We also want paraeducators in this course. Paraeducators who work specifically in lower elementary grades K1, 2, and 3, we want them in the early childhood course. And then your non-core teachers who teach in lower elementary, like music, PE, art, the early childhood bundle is going to give them the most success. Our Steps to Literacy 2 bundle is for also paraeducators, but for paraeducators who work with older struggling readers, grades 4 through 12. Non-core teachers in grades 4 through 12, like if you're the high school ag teacher or if you're the 7th grade PE teacher. And then for science, social studies in that middle and high school range. That's who would be eligible for that course. So I appreciate you being here. I've spewed a lot of information. I'm going to stop my screen share and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
We've had a few come in through the chat, and I think we answered most of them, but if there's anything you want to add to any of those, Cindy, please feel free. And then we did have a question about starting this course. I'm assuming they're talking about pathways to proficient reading.
Okay. We are working on getting you college credits through a local university, through a South Dakota university. We actually have a meeting tomorrow about that. So there will be college credit offered locally. We also offer it through our IDA accredited partner, Arcadia University, which information on that will be shared during enrollment. Yes, I'll post your team will post the website. What grades? Yes, K-5 for our full-fledged courses, Pathways Proficient Reading and Pathways Proficient Writing. Can we start this course? Yes. So Amber, we're hoping to open enrollment on June 1st. That's our goal. You will be enrolled in a cohort, and we have a couple of options. We have what we're working on is an accelerated course option and a traditional course option. The course takes us, if planned and paced, typically a school year is what the course takes. But some people can and prefer to work quicker. So we have a semester option and a full school year option. So you will have 1 full year from the time you enroll to finish the course. So if the course opens on June 1st of 24 or 23, you'll have until May 31st of 24 to complete the course. Of course, we want you to stick to the pacing guide we're going to put out there, but we know life happens. Maybe you have a medical leave, maybe you have a baby and you can't finish the course. You do have that access for a year. And yes, there will be different start and ending dates. When we first open courses, we're only going to start opening for fall enrollment, but we will talk with your state department and then we will determine maybe we want to open some courses in December and have them run through the summer. But those are things that we'll work out with your state so that we can give you some flexible options. And there is no cost, Jennifer. This is paid for by your state Department of Education. So please tell all your friends to sign up. There is no cost for this to you. Your state, again, as Vera said, put out an RFP. Our company won that RFP, and we are working with your state department to ensure that we get this training in as many hands as possible in South Dakota.
There's a question about enrolling. You will not be enrolling through Go Sign Me Up. We'll have a link on our website and we'll share that out where you'll go to, I'm assuming, Cindy, a landing page and
Yes.
register.
Yep. Yes, there will be. And I know this is very vague right now. We haven't worked out all the ins and outs, but I promise you within the next week, you'll get more information about this. And Alyssa, I can't answer the question from, I think her name is Asia. Do they have to be a school district employee? She's a preschool teacher.
If you are with an accredited school, it can be a public school, private school, or BIE. You can participate in this for free.
And I'm assuming, Jen, that yes, that the graduate credits will be on the individual.
Yep, and we're working with Dakota State to offer those at the reduced rate.
Thank you, Asia. My apologies for butchering your name. The grad credits, I'm gonna have to check on the bundles. Typically, we don't offer those for our bundles, but let me do some checking. We might, and we have a meeting with your higher ed tomorrow. We might be able to work something out.
Asia, I'll put my email in the chat, and why don't you reach out to me and we can have a conversation offline about that. Okay.
Any other questions for Cindy at this time? Please know that we'll all be available too. If you come up with questions later, we can go ahead and answer those. With that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk a little bit about some of our summer offerings. Some of these offerings, or most of these offerings, many of you have heard of before. This isn't the first time that we are offering them. But I'll just go ahead and talk about them and kind of give a reminder. Again, we are blessed to have a lot of funding from the state. So we're able to offer our grades K-3 foundational reading, which again is based in the science of reading. You'll study the 5 main literacy skills, work on some Orton-Gillingham methodology, not mythology, and some phonological awareness. We're offering these courses, they're 3-day sessions at 6 different sites this summer. So they're all across the state of South Dakota. So we're hoping that people will have the opportunity to attend one that's close to them. But we're offering them in Madison, Sioux Falls, Aberdeen, Spearfish, Batesland, and Mulbridge this summer. Again, materials will be provided, the source book and the multiple measures. These are available on Go Sign Me Up. And you will be able to take these at a reduced rate through DSU as well. We also are offering a 4-8 foundational reading, which is similar to the 3-day K3, working on the big 5 literacy skills, working on some formative assessments in order to find those reading skill gaps. This one is going to be offered for 2-day sessions in 4 different spots: Sioux Falls, Rapid City, Watertown, and Pierre. So again, we're hoping we have them spread out enough across the state that people can attend. Next, we have the Train the Reading Facilitator, where a specialist or a literacy coach or teacher leader, whoever it might be, can come in and take the course, more of a deep dive. It's 5 days split into 2 different sessions, and be able to go back to their school and train their coworkers. We have these in 4 spots: Pierce, Sioux Falls, Rapid City, and Aberdeen. Those people that would attend this session should have a strong background in foundational reading and have taken one of the foundational courses before they take the Train the Reading Facilitator course. And then lastly, we're offering a couple of sections of explicit instruction. And these would be lessons and techniques used by Anita Archer and Charles Hughes. The workshop instructors have trained under Archer, and you will come back with lots of ways to help your students be engaged in the classroom and be more active learners. And these explicit instruction is 2 days and offered in Rapid City and Sioux Falls. Do I have any questions on any of those courses? And then lastly, this is just kind of a draft that we're working on, but it's meant to kind of help you decide what kind of courses you should take, whether it be with the AIM Institute or what we're offering for the summer. This will appear, this will be in my PowerPoint that we share. Again, it's a draft, so we're still kind of working on it, but it might help people to make some decisions about courses that they want to take. Just some final thoughts. Teachers, please get registered for any of these offerings as soon as possible. We're really, really excited about what we have to offer this summer. It might be a good idea if you're interested in the Pathways to Proficient Reading to take the K-3 foundational reading courses first. Also, please share with your administrators and co-workers any of this information. Again, we will have this posted hopefully by the end of the week on our website, so that if people were unable to attend, they can go ahead and get this information through one of our taped webinars. Vera, do you have anything to add?
Like we've mentioned, the AIM training, we're hoping to open registration for that by June 1. And we're building our webpage, but we really wanted to get your ear a little bit right now because we know you're wrapping up the end of the school year and we wanted to visit with you before you leave. We will be sharing information out through our Teach SD listserv. So be sure that you are subscribed to that. And we'll also be posting it on our website, which I've put in the chat. So we just really appreciate your time. Like Patty and Cindy have both said, we're very excited that our state can offer these opportunities to our teachers in schools. I think we have a variety of options where schools can really train their entire staff, a big team, and we know that initiatives are so much more successful when you can get everybody on the same page. So we are really excited. We hope you're excited too. Please reach out to any of us if you have questions.
Do we have any more questions before we end today? If not, thank you so much for joining us. And again, like Vera said, reach out to any of us and we will get your questions answered. Have a great afternoon. It's pretty nice out, at least where I live. So I'm looking forward to getting outside. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.